Hi guys, it's Belle here and welcome back for the third tag swap in the Wheel of the Year tag swap that I am doing with the lovely Tiff over at Amethyst Raven. Do go check her out, guys, and show her some love and support. She is just so sweet. And this swap is all centered around Beltane, or as I call it, Beltane. Now, I just wanted to go over again what the Wheel of the Year is. I'm loving that so many of you are really interested and going to find out more and enjoying these swaps. So the Wheel of the Year, what is classed as the Neo-Pagan Wheel of the Year, was created in about the 1950s and 60s by Gerald Gardner and can't remember the other guy's name right now, and they decided to make a pagan festival year with different celebrations that we can do, based usually around natural cycles. But what they did was they incorporated the two solstices and the two equinoxes, which are astrological events, and then they took 4 Celtic festivals. Now, the Celts are not a homogenous group. They come from Europe as far as the Czech Republic and Germany and all that, and they migrated across. And obviously here in Britain, we had different Celtic groups settle. Being Irish, I focus mainly on my ancestral group and my Irish ancestors. So I focus mainly on the Irish side of Celtic practice. And a lot of the last 4 festivals, 3 in particular, really have their roots deep within Irish Celtic festivals. We've already seen Imbolc. We're about to see Beltane, and then there are 2 more that come later in the year that we'll tell you about. So the thing is about Beltane, or Beltane, it normally lands around May Day, May 1st, and it is a big celebration. Even to this day, you can go to Beltane celebrations back home in Ireland, and there are May Day celebrations held around the UK, and it is a bank holiday over here. And you know, schools sometimes have May Day fairs and stuff, but they call it in England May Day, whereas for a lot of Celtic pagans it is Beltane, or in Ireland Beltane. And this celebration goes all the way back in Ireland, pre-written history, and it is so important that the month of May in Irish, in the Irish language, is actually called Beltane. So that is the whole month of May is called that. Now we're going to get started. The tags me and Tiff have been doing are 6 by 3.5. And I want to do this bit first so this has time to dry. I'm going to do a sort of vellum cover with 2 hidden journaling spots and then some tags and bits. And we are going to try and create fire. I've got some vellum. I am going to use Brusho crystals because I have them, and I played around with other things and I wanted to use Brusho crystals, and the ones that I've got are orange, yellow and crimson. You could use whatever colours you have of Brusho crystals that represent fire. So I've got a sheet of quite high thickness of vellum. I can't remember how thick this vellum actually is. Hold on, I think I have it nearby. 150 GSM, this one. And what I would normally do is spray the vellum first. This is why I've got it on a messy mat and down, because when this gets wet, the vellum will curl. But today, I think I'm going to try it the other way and we'll see what happens. Now, Brusho crystals, if you don't know, are a very fine pigmented powder. You need the smallest amount. So I'm putting some orange here in the middle because I'm trying to yellow here in the middle. Then I'm going to put some orange around it. Honestly, guys, wear gloves when dealing with these. Normally with my other Brushos, I have a hole in the middle. Gosh, I'm already getting covered in Brushos. Should have put glove on the other hand too. And then we're going to have yellow kind of around it. It won't really matter. No pattern will stay. not yellow. That's the crimson. Oh my goodness me. Right, it should have been the orange. Yellow, then orange, then crimson. What am I doing? There we go. And I'm going to spray this and see what happens. Oh my gosh, look at that. That looks like fire. Doesn't it look like fire, guys? Oh my goodness, I really do love brush shows. I want more yellow down there. The orange is merging. We've even got some like little blue and purple in there. Oh, I love it. Now you can see it's already starting to curl. I am going to leave this to dry. It will dry, guys. So I'm going to just move this, tidy up this workspace and come back. And in true Blue Peter form, here's one I made earlier. So, yes, you can see it's dry. Look at that. I've actually ironed mine as well. Now, this is going to go on top. So I need to decorate this first. And I have a kit by Release the Crafting. It is their Beltane kit. Funnily enough, and I want to use that. I will leave it linked down below. And I want a bit of fire behind. That's what I want. So, in Ireland, Beltane, or Beltane, is a fire festival. And as I said, it predates kind of written history. And fire was super important to the Celts and people in general, you know, from when we first discovered fire. But in Ireland, there is a lot of fire festivals. And Beltane is actually the start of summer. So there are debates, obviously, but it is thought that the Irish Celts had 2 seasons. They had summer and they had winter. And Beltane is the start of summer for the ancient Irish. And there is also discussion on what the name means. Now, there is a lot of talk about the idea that the name comes from the Celtic sun god Belenus, and therefore Bel's fire, not me, the ancient sun god. But actually there is debate depending on the etymology of the root word in Irish, because Belenus is not necessarily an Irish Celtic god. Not that that matters, but the ancients, when coming over from when they were migrating across Europe, ancients might have brought the idea of Belenus with them and then created this festival that, even though it wasn't necessarily to do with Belenus anymore, they might have kept that part of it. It might have become part of the language, that Bel, sun god, became associated with fire, and then the language might have changed for it just to mean fire. There is also the idea that also in the Irish language, Old Irish, because modern and Old Irish they can often be quite different languages. I was just using barn door there. There is also the idea that it actually just means bright fire. I am trying to find my glue. Now I am going to put this on. I'm going to put this on as a pocket. I want a tuck spot in there. Or I might have a tuck spot coming out of there and one coming out of there. Let's do that. Let's do something a bit different. So it might just mean bright fire. So there are 2 different ideas, and it really depends. Does it matter? No. It is to do with the return of the sun. It is to do with the return of the summer. So whether you want to think that its root is in the sun god Belenus, or whether you want to think that the language actually means bright fire, doesn't matter. And it was, as I said, the start of summer for the ancient Irish Celts. It was the time when, thankfully, winter was almost over. Almost. And they were thinking of moving animals to different pastures. And what would happen on May Eve is fires would be put out all over ancient island. And then on the hill of Usna, which is sometimes referred to as the belly button of Ireland, it's right in the centre. It was the seats of the Irish gods, the Tuatha Dé Danann, and it is supposed to be the resting place of the goddess Eru, who gave her name to Ireland, Era. And it is also the seat of the ancient high kings of Ireland. There's been excavations and things. And what would happen is on May Eve, when the fires would go out across the country, or in whatever area, I'm sure they didn't go out everywhere, but, you know, in theory, the high king would then come out and light this giant Beltane fire, this giant bonfire. And from there, suddenly lights would come. Now, I have this idea of always of like all these people standing by the fire going, right, we're ready, go high king. And then he lights it and they all kind of put a torch in it, a bit like they do at the Olympics, and run off to all the fires. I doubt that's what happened. I think they just waited for the fire to be lit and then they would light their fires. And when I tell you, this is a time of celebration, guys. This is a great... I mean, all the festivals are celebratory, but this is a real time. This was drinking, dancing, good food. It was games and joy and a little bit of romance. I want to put one on the back, but I don't want this one. Sorry, I just knocked you. I'm going to put this one on the back. Again, it's from the May Day kit. And then we're going to work on this. And so the High King would light the Beltane fire, and yes, it was just a time of joy. It was getting warmer, guys. Now, this fire was considered sacred, and they would drive their animals, their cattle, through the fire, not literally into the bonfire. Normally there'd be two fires set up either side and your animals would go through. It was said that this fire would protect them and make them fertile and abundant for the coming year. And people would also go through the fire or jump over it as well. And the ashes of this fire would be thought to have protective and magical properties as well. Now, if we want to look at it in the more pagan way, this is the time when the god and goddess meet up. The earlier two festivals we've had of Imbolc and Ostara are very feminine ones. They're very goddess heavy ones. But, right, so we need it opened this way. I need to have a little arrow just telling me that's the way it's going to open. But with Beltane, the god has returned and the goddess is waiting, and it is a time of fertility. And yes, so that meant this was also a time when a lot of young couples would start really, I mean, they've probably looked at each other and fancied each other before, but Beltane celebrations or May Day celebrations, as it is a fertility celebration, but often a time when young couples really maybe took that serious step of declaring themselves a couple. It's why we often have weddings in June as well afterwards. And it was just a time of joy. It was a time to welcome back the god in his really young masculine form. I always like to think of him as either one of the Tuatha Dé Danann, like a really... Oh, sometimes I think of the Dagda, although he's a bit older. But, you know, the man of the forest, Turn the hunter, the green man, all that kind of thing. This is the time when abundance is back. The land is green. The sun is shining. The birds are twittering. The animals are flourishing. And people are just real happy because it's not dark anymore. So this is going to be the back of the card. And for me, because I follow a more, I want to say traditional, but how can it be traditional when we're not completely sure about our ancestors and things? But I follow a more Celtic, Irish specifically, Celtic path. For me, this is the time when, you know, I start thinking, why is that slightly off? I don't start thinking that. This might be a bit smaller, Tiff. Hold on. No, it's a bit over. Okay. Yeah, so this is a great time of creativity and things like that. And trying to think about how the ancients celebrated Beltane. I also have for many years, and I did this, I had 2 kind of fire pits, but they're what they call the chimera ones, which are more like, they're the clay ones with the chimney and the little fires inside, so they're completely protected. And I would light those either side, make a pathway, and me and my family would go through one by one, obviously hold the kids' hands when they were smaller. This is why it has to be completely safe, because, you know, children. And then I do actually take my animals through one by one. I take my animals through to be protected for the year ahead and bring good wishes and abundance and all that good stuff. And the funniest year is when we had a hamster, 5 cats and 4 chickens. That was the funniest year, because I took my chickens through one by one. I mean, my chickens lived a really long time and continued laying way past when they should, especially as they were rescue chickens. I mean, I was still getting eggs when I was being told that they shouldn't be laying eggs anymore. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying it was to do with the Beltane fire, but I'm just saying my chickens lived a very long life and laid for quite a while. So I was very lucky in that way. But yeah, that was the funniest year. 5 cats, a hamster, 3 kids, 4 chickens, all through the Beltane fire. So yeah, that was quite the year. You can easily do this too. You can set up candles. Please make sure they are completely secure. Hurricane glasses, things like that. No naked flames that could fall and catch fire. We do not want that happening. Or you could even use those faux candles if you wanted to do that. Now, this is going to be cut out. I may even do it roughly because I want my fire behind, and then this is going to go on top. We've basically got the outer, the inner and the top fire. That's what we're going to do. So I need to think about that. Yes, so I think I do want it ripped a little bit more. I don't want it perfect. Let's make a hole in it. This is also the perfect time, guys. I mean, I've said this, I think, in previous videos, but for me, the big part of my celebrations is to do with food and all that good stuff and seasonal foods. And this is the perfect time to start with a barbecue. You are cooking literally on fire. I mean, it's brilliant. Little barbecue, or if you haven't got access to that or something, spicy food. Really bring the colours of Beltane into your daily life during the celebration. So lots of red foods, lots of yellows, lots of bright colours, lots of oranges, lots of spice. And even though it's not Irish, I love sumac and turmeric and, you know, all that sort of stuff. I really love all those colours. No, spices. And yeah, this is a great time for doing all of that kind of food, or like I said, a barbecue. This is the time of year you really want to be outside. You really want to be enjoying being one with the earth, going, as I said, for a seasonal walk, getting your hands in that soil, planting, thinking about all that kind of fertility and looking at the plants and the flowers. Right now, my fruit trees, well, my pear tree has finally lost all its blossom, but my cherry and my apple tree are completely in blossom. And yeah, it's a great time for going out, really being at one with all that. This is the time of year as well, guys, because it is a celebration. It is Beltane. We have fire and we have all that kind of good stuff. I'm trying to work out if I want to put like little sparks in here or something. I don't think so, because we're going to have some plants. It's, what was I saying about dancing? So I would have started my yoga with Ostara, doing that outside and starting with all the sun salutations and things. And by Beltane, I'm still obviously doing yoga, but this is a great time, even if you just do it for that day or a week of celebration. I love to wake each morning in the lead up and during Beltane and have a really good song on, and then just really do a little dance. You know, just have fun. Doing the housework, dance and sing. Getting ready for your day, dance and sing. In the shower, maybe not dance, it could be dangerous, but sing. This is the time to raise your voices, listen to good music, move your body in whatever way you can that is comfortable for you. And yeah, just bring all that into your daily life, even if it is just for Beltane, that you do it for that day. I love it. I also have a little handheld drum, and this is a great time if you have musical friends or are musically inclined yourself. Sit around a fire in the evening, good food around you, and get your instruments out. Those of you who don't sing, doesn't matter what your voice is like. You will have heard me sing many times on here, and I am not a singer. I love that. You can just see the fire through it. And just really have joy, guys. I'm thinking I've done too many pockets. One, there's another one on the back, and this is going to have a pocket. One of these doesn't need a pocket. This one doesn't need a pocket. So I'm going to close this up. Could have an extra pocket, but let's not go too far. So yeah, get out your drums, your guitars, whatever it is. This is a time of joy and celebration. This was the first big party of the New Year season. So we have all that. And yeah, so I've done that. I would also say bring in the colours, not just in your food. Put your favourite earrings on. Put your favourite lipstick on if you wear it. Put your favourite dress on, or shoes or trousers or whatever it is. Just make yourself feel amazing. This is a time of love. It is a time of, it's a great time to actually really put in a put together a self-love, self-care routine. It's a brilliant time to do this. And I want to glue this. I think I want to stitch. I'm trying to work out if I want to stitch around it, which realistically means I need to cut the edges, because I want to do that before I stitch around it. Yeah, practicing self-care, get a new routine in place. Really think about that, and however that is going to look for you. Bring in those colours in your wardrobes, reds, oranges, yellows, all that good stuff. You know, like I said, put your favourite jewellery on. This is also a great time for just dressing up and having fun, guys. Come on. We were all children once, and there's no harm in playing childlike. Some of my favourite celebrations are when we have dressed up. And my favourite ever, hands down, Beltane celebration, was when a group of us were all out with our kids and everything, and my friend at the time actually had a portable maypole, which was a proper size, like it grew to a proper size that you could that you could take anywhere, set up and dance with. And we decided to do an Alice in Wonderland themed Beltane celebration, and we were all dressed up as Alice in Wonderland characters. We hung umbrellas from the trees. We'd even set up a faux flamingo and hedgehog kind of croquet like they do in Alice in Wonderland. We had bubbles blowing, we had good food, we had music, we had song, and most of us were wearing fairy wings, and most of us were wearing floral crowns. It's my favourite. You know, I know Alice in Wonderland doesn't have, a lot of them have wings, but you know, mix it up, it's fine. I am going to stitch, realised I should have stitched around that too, but we've got the opening. and I can't take it off. That's okay, but we're going to go and stitch around this and I'll be back. Okay, so I've stitched around that in red. So talking about fairies, this is the great time to bring on, let's have it open that way. This is also all about the fae, the she, back home. It is thought that there are 2 times of the year. There is an idea that twice a year, the veil between this world and the next is thinner. And Beltane is the first of those times. Well, actually, if we're doing the wheel the proper way, it wouldn't be. But it's one of those times. It's one of the 2 times. And in Ireland, as I've spoken about before, the fae are not your cute little fairy wing-wearing gossamer cutie creatures. They are creatures that you don't want to cross. You'd prefer they didn't find you, and you want to make sure you give them plenty of respect. And when that veil thins, it means that the she are riding out, and you do not want to be on the roads when they are, because one minute you're talking to someone and going to a party, next minute it's 100 years later and everyone you know has gone, and you're like, hold up, what just happened? So this is a time the Beltane fires were also protective, not just against illness and things like that, but against the she, the fae. And you would also have charms put up to protect you. You wouldn't go out at certain times, and you'd certainly be wary of going near any place that is said to be a fairy road or a fairy ring or a fairy area. Just don't go. And beware strange people and music and things like that that sounds a bit otherworldly. So we have a pocket here now and a pocket here. You know, you have to be aware of all that. I am going to come in with lots of greenery on these bits. So yes, it is about being aware of the good peeps back home in Ireland. We do not want to run afoul of them. And so this is also the time of year where I will leave out a little token of gratitude, you know, be it a bowl of milk or something hanging from the trees or anything like that. I will go out and leave a little token to the spirits of land and any fae that may be living around. I was really raised back home, growing up over there, that my grandmother was always warning me to always be polite and respect the fae and the she, the good people, and yeah, just to be on the safe side. And so this is a great time to do it. A lot of people will work with fairy or do fairy related things. This is a great time. When my kids were little, we do things like I'd buy cheap fairy wings, you know, the just knitted net kind, and then they could decorate them with glue and things, or we would make flower crowns, daisy crowns, all that kind of thing. Also little fairy gardens, you know, give them a little pot, little things that they can build and put something in that grows, you know, something fun for the kids. They are great activities if you have little ones who like doing that kind of thing. That's great activities for them. And it also gives you a chance then to kind of talk about and all that. But yeah, I think for one celebration, my youngest was actually decided he wanted to be a Hawaiian fairy, as in he wanted to dress in a Hawaiian shirt and all that kind of thing, but still have the wings. That wasn't a Beltane celebration, but it just made me think of that. Yeah, so they're great activities, but don't just leave it to the kids. Dress up yourself. Wear a pretty flowy dress that makes you feel like a fairy. Make yourself a daisy crown and just go in your garden and dance or smile or sing. Or if you feel too self-conscious to do that, then go just do it in your house. Just really live your best life, guys. I know it's a cliche, but honestly, don't worry about what other people are thinking. Just think about yourself. Tap into that inner kind of child imagination and fun and freedom and just kind of, yeah, it's a great time of year. I love the earlier celebrations. Each festival has its own energy, but Beltane is definitely the time when I feel the energy it's really back now. You feel it in the earth, you feel it in yourself, the excitement. This is also a great time for creativity, which in one respect is a little bit funny because I've really been struggling with crafty mojo. But also, this is a great time to kind of get crafting and making things. Brilliant time for that. Let the energy of the sun just really light up, illuminate, inspire. There's all sorts of crafts you can do. It's a great time to get baking and, as I said, cooking. Maybe learn. I like to do this. I like to learn a new recipe, whatever kind that might be. Learn one thing new. It's also a great time to really connect with nature. This is the time where you're seeing more birds, you're hearing them, butterflies are around. So, for example, this year, one of my big things coming into Beltane is I'm learning to identify the different bird songs in my garden. That's what I'm learning. I'm also learning the names of some of the butterflies that I see most in my garden. I think I'm going to plant a buddleia plant and really attract more. But my main thing is learning the bird songs. I can recognize most birds, but for some reason in my garden, but for some reason I really can't identify the different bird songs. So that is something that I really, really want to do this year. And as I said, coming into Beltane is a great time to think, okay, I want to do something in nature. What can I learn about? Don't overtax yourself. Think about one thing and then focus on that. So this is a card. I've got loads of these left over. This is by Christopher Bell. I will see if I can find any other world illustrations. I'll see if I can find any links and leave it below. And this is his Beltane card. We have the god and the goddess. We've got abundance. We've got the sun. We've got the fires. And I want to make this into a tag to go inside this. Or a journaling card. So yeah, this is a great time, guys, to get creative, have fun, bring out that child's sense of humour. And I need to cut this down. I'm going to excuse in advance the creakiness of my paper trimmer. It's what I have and I love it. So sorry. But yes, I think I'm going to go 5.5. Might even go 5 just to be on the safe side. Just have fun. Right, this is 3.5. So if we go 3.25, that might work better. We might even have to reduce it even more, but we shall see. Just go and have fun. Celebrate. Okay, we're definitely going to have to go even smaller. Let's cut more of this bit off at the bottom because I really wanted to keep the top bit a bit more, but we might not be able to. So, in the UK, in Britain, and that, they celebrate more May Day. Oh my gosh, I love it. You just see them behind the fire. Fun, fun, fun. Let me go get my paper trimmer. No, my corner rounder. Okay, I've got my corner rounder, and also we have this piece, and I thought, what a great piece to back this with. It's where we've been doing our inking, so let's do it. It's again a fertility festival. We have the Queen of May, the May Queen rather, who is crowned. There's fetes and fairs up and down, or there used to be a lot more, but you can still find them. Again, Morris dancers will often be there, mama plays, all that kind of thing, and the big maypole. Now, if you have never danced around a maypole, there is a particular way to do it. And I remember teaching my children with my friend's portable maypole how to dance around the maypole. And there is a particular way to do it where the ribbons will, it's almost like plaiting. So down the pole, as you dance more and more around it, the ribbons on the pole in the center will plait and make the most beautiful pattern. And the ribbons get closer, obviously, and closer to the pole. If you don't do it the right way, you will often end up in a big tangled mess and untangling large ribbons and trying to work out where everyone is. It is a lot of fun. As I said, it's more of ancient Irish wouldn't have had the maypole, but that doesn't mean we can't also include it because it's fun. And as I said, it's a thing over here in the UK, in England. And yeah, my kids loved doing it when they were younger. Well, 2 of them did. But yeah, it's just a lot of fun. Hold on. So if you ever have the chance to dance around a maypole, I highly recommend it, guys. I really do. And yeah, it's just all about summer returning. It's about, you know, fertility, young people, abundance, all that good stuff. It's a great, great celebration. So as I've said, there's several ways you can bring this into your own life. Even if you do not, as I say in all of these, you do not have to celebrate these festivals. It's just about maybe taking something from them you get inspired by and thinking, oh, that's something I need to think about adding more of into my everyday life. I'm wondering about adding some more leaves. We've got lots of leaves on here. I don't know if I want to add much more, but this will go in here. Now what I do have is I have some of this ribbon that I was thinking of using almost as the bit that you pull it out with, but I don't know if this is sturdy enough, if I am honest. So yes, as I said, there's lots of ways you can celebrate. You can do the fire abundance thing. I'm going to try it. Just make sure you do it safely. And I just feel when I do that, that it really is connecting me so deeply to my ancient ancestors. You know, you can still, as I said, go to Beltane celebrations on the hill of Uisne. They stopped doing them kind of mid-20th century, and then they brought them back again. And I think the one this year is on May 10th. I may be wrong, but it's around there. So it's not exactly Beltane. But what we have to remember is calendars change. So we now go here in this part of Europe and the UK with the Gregorian calendar. But that, did it add days, take days? I can't remember which way round it was. So original festivals would have been on slightly different days anyway. I'm not one for, oh yes, it has to be the exact day, unless it's the solstice or equinox. But I kind of celebrate in the week leading up, and then throughout the whole month until we get to the next festival, until the week before the next festival, I am doing things related to the festival that's just gone. So I am doing Beltane things. I'm bringing that energy into my life. I mean, I love red anyway, so it's a great celebration for me. Let's see how that looks. Oh my goodness. I mean, it is going to have to dry, because otherwise it's gonna be a bit of a nightmare trying to pull it out. It needs to dry more. I feel like they need more on them, but then I feel like I don't want to add too much more in here. It's quite beautiful. We'll think about that. So let's think about now the one that's going to go in the back. And I have a few different things. I have this card, which is from an old what's it from? It's from an old calendar. We also have this May Day card, this one, which I also think might be quite good. Might put that on the back. I feel like I want this one. I also cut these down to size, so we could kind of put this in here. That would be quite nice, but I do kind of love that. Let's use this. Yes, so bring in those colours, learn to cook something new, eat some spicy food. If you can't eat spicy food, eat some food that's got reds, have a barbecue, have music, get together with your friends, sing, dance, bring out your inner child. Also, it is a time for romance. So this is a great time if you have a partner to maybe go on a date or something like that. So yeah, there's so much you can do with this. I just feel, you know in Bambi where they say the birds are Twitter-pated, I feel a bit like that around Beltane. I feel like I'm overfilled with energy and, if I'm lucky, joy and laughter. It just feels like you can feel the whole earth really, it's awake now and it's having its best time. And yeah, I kind of love it this time of year. I do. It's a great energy. Although, like I said, always aware to give thanks to spirits of land, the ones that reside in my garden. Why have I got 2 sheets of paper? What am I doing? Because the ancient Celts believed that is it animism, where everything has a spirit energy of some sort. And so they believed the rocks, trees, plants all had some sort of energy inside it, or a spirit or a fairy living in it. And so just always be thankful and respectful. And I'm wondering if I want that doubled over. That's now ripped, but I can. You know what? I'm just trying to give loads of writing space. If I can work out a way to give more writing space, I do love doing that. Yeah, so it's a great time, guys. And there's so many ways you can incorporate a little bit of that ancient celebration. I'm going to add some red to this too, to your daily life. There's so many ways you can do that. Let me also grab some yellow. Let's really bring in the different colours here. And I used my yellow, my other one on that, but never mind. So let me know if you've been inspired to have a go at any of the things I've spoken about. This is going to be hard because this is orange, but this has already got red on it. So let's try and get more of the red off. No, there's some orange on there. And I'm a great one for just not really caring what people think. So if I want to go out with a fairy crown into my local neighbourhood, not like walking around, but I mean like woodlands and things, and singing to myself, I tend to do that because why not? I have some, where are the words? I have some of the Timmy words. Where are the Timmy words? Here they go. It's the big chat, and it is TH93192, and I want some of the Timmy words on here. Maybe desire. Okay. Desire wings. I kind of like that because it makes me think of the fairy. And I also want the word strength, I think. Yeah, this is when really you start to feel all that coming back. But yeah, desire wings makes me think of the she. Or the kind of fairy that a lot of people believe in. Not me. I'm Irish. But yeah, I love the wings. I used to love doing those kind of things with my kids. Wouldn't it be great if we had like butterfly wings or something on here? I've just thought about it as a way to pull it out, not just what. Honestly, these, I mean, they are old, but they don't stick straight away. Any time you take them off, suddenly they lose their stickiness. Just wondering if I want to actually put wings on here now I'm talking about it. Let me go grab some. Okay, so I found these gold ones, and I'm wondering about folding them over and putting them maybe on the inside of the card, which you'd still see, because then they'll stick out both ways. I think I'm going to do that. And I think what I might do is stitch them on, if that makes sense. I don't need any on the inside. So I hope I've given you some ideas. Tiff is great, so definitely watch her videos at giving you all the correspondences. I am sort of focusing on what I've done in the 30 years plus, and also sharing. Oh my goodness me. Okay, so it's going to be a half one. That's fine. Actually, I could just stick this on with some tape. Put some of my tape here. And sharing with you the kind of Irish roots of what I do. I know a lot of you enjoy hearing about that, but Tiff is great with giving you all the correspondences if you're interested in looking more into those. I do, when I light my Beltane fires outside, carefully, I do actually put herbs and things in them related, so like it tends to be things I grow in my garden, so woodruff and rosemary and roses. Roses are a big thing, so I tend to add those. Oh, I really like that, to my Beltane fires as I light them. And then yes, I do keep some of the actually says Infinite Magic on this pen. It's the appropriate pen that I randomly grabbed. I do tend to keep some of the ashes. I obviously clear the fire pits out before I use them. I've also walked on coals, not for Beltane, it was for charity, but that would be a great thing to do. If you've never walked across hot coals, oh my gosh, guys, it's one of my favorite experiences that I have ever done in my life. Yeah, it was brilliant, and I think I did it about 3 or 4 times, and they were like, oh, the event's closing and we've got loads of other people, and you know, we'd raise money for charity and things. But I was like, oh, I could do this again. So if you ever have the chance to do that, Beltane is a great time to do that. So yeah, anything to do with that kind of thing. Or maybe learn like pyrography or something. You're working with fire and wood, and this is a great time to do all of that. I feel like I want something down here, but I don't know what I want, unless I just want some more leaves. I really want to bring in that abundance feeling, that the leaves and all that good stuff that we have at this time. Oh, my garden is all in bloom. It's so green. The butterflies are out. The honeybees, the bumblebees, the birds are singing. Yeah, it's completely come to life, which is the best thing. So I'm going to put this in here. We are going to actually add something else. I love that. Can you see them through there? I love that. I do also want to add a pocket on the back because I have something else. So I need to grab something to make a pocket. So I have this, which is from one of the Llewellyn books, and I know Tiff has been using those too, so I'm sure she will enjoy that, and may even have used it on my card. How exciting! And I just thought I'd bring this in, and we can use this as a bit of a pocket on the back. Let's bring in those colours. So yeah, I hope you enjoy that anyway, what I've been talking about. I just am always fascinated about how something so long ago is still so much a part of our cultural identity, or our what we do in our modern age. I'm gonna put that over because I want to just strengthen that pocket, because this is quite thin paper, but this tag's already quite chunkles. I think I even want to cut it down a bit more. And yeah, when I'm out there walking through my own very poor version of the Beltane fires, I definitely feel connected with my ancestors, even if I'm eating things they wouldn't be eating. It's all about a good party, guys. But once the party's over, it's all about bringing that energy into your life and enjoying the sun, although always practice safe sun care, obviously. It's a great time to go and read as well about, because there's different celebrations across the world. Find out what goes on locally around you, or what might have gone on locally around you, even if it doesn't anymore. Go and look into all that and just Do I want to add some greenery? I think I do. And maybe bring a little bit of some of that into your daily life, whether it's for an hour, whether it's for a day, an evening, whether you want to celebrate it for the week and learn more, whatever it is. You know, as I said, even if you don't show them to anyone, maybe buy yourself a pair of fun fairy wings or a really cute floral headpiece. Maybe it's just a little bow, a little floral little, I don't know, headband or something, not the full-on crown, but whatever it is, you know, let's just enjoy it. Wondering about bringing in that one too, over like that. I want to kind of cover that person's name up, not for any reason, I just don't like it on the back of there. And then I'm going to bring in something that I'm going to put a couple of recipes on. As I said, food is very important to me as part of all my celebrations. So I'm trying to share that with Tiff. So I have these are the watercolour swatch tags from Release the Crafting. I will leave all these down below. I'm going to use the red, the green and the yellow ones. I'm going to back these with some tea stain paper and I'm going to write some recipes on it. And then I will show you how that looks. Okay guys, so I've cut those out. As you can see, I've given a recipe for May Day wine. If you don't drink alcohol, you can easily take the white wine out and use maybe lemonade or some fruit juice. I've also given a recipe for fairy French toast. Always important to put some out, and I got the recipes from this book that I've had absolutely forever. It's the Wicker Cookbook and it's by Jamie Wood and Tara Seafeld, and I'm trying to see what the ISBN number is, which is down here, 2000. The printing of this, I've had it many years, and I'm thinking about adding these together with a brad. So I think I'm going to do that, and then we're going to do something on the front that I'm heating my hot glue gun up for, which is always frightening. I think I'm going to leave these squares blank because I may or may not, I might leave some of them blank but not all of them, because I'm thinking, Tiff, I know you're watching this. I was about to say, if you're watching, you are watching this, obviously. You could add words or crystals or whatever you feel is associated for you. I'm looking through my brads with, would have been great to get like a big heart or something. I don't know if I've got one. Whatever you associate with May Day yourself, and words and things like that. Obviously I would think of things like abundance and fertility and protection and celebration and joy. I might actually add something else to that as well. This is going to go into the back of here. Maybe too big. Oh, this is when I wish I'd stitched that, but if I needed to, I could actually put it like that. Move it over. Now on the front here, there's a couple of things I want to do, and to do that we are going to need the hot glue, and I am actually going to try and make like a little, the ribbons on the maypole. I wish I'd been able to find my green one, but I couldn't, so we are going with what I've got. Yeah, May Day was always fun for me, but it wasn't like one of my favourite of the festivals. I definitely have favourites. I think anyone who celebrates them will have favourites, but what I do as I have gotten older, I do really appreciate what it brings to my life, if that makes sense. I'm going to put a little bit of this down. And now I really love it, just because after the gentleness of Imbolc and the quiet beautifulness of Ostara to then have the outright joy, celebration and slightly craziness of Beltane is just wonderful, just really wonderful. And at the moment, in the world we live in, things may not be as joyful as we would like. I'm wondering if I should glue them down or whether I should leave them moving. We'll see. We'll see. I kind of wanted them to move, but they are going to flap around a lot. Right, and I'm going to bring my hot glue gun in if it will work. This one's been causing me a lot of problems. Oh, no! Oh, no! We're going to put some flowers on top of here. I actually made a miniature maypole once out of wooden dowels, flowers, ribbons. I made my own mushrooms to go around the outside and coloured in the letters saying Beltane. And I used to always have that up as decoration. But over the years, it is certainly worse for wear. So, if anything, I would have to make a new one. But, yeah, like I said, little fairy gardens, if you've got kids, grandkids, anything like that. This is a great time to be making those kind of things. Going looking for fairies quietly. I used to do that all the time with my kids. Doesn't matter what time of year. We would go to the woodlands and I would say, shh, can you hear that? Let's see if we can find fairies. And we would just, I think I just want the 3. Oh no, that's come off too. Maybe I'll just pull those off and I'll put a nice gem in the middle. How about that? I do think I want the ribbons left. Because you should, when you go around them, you will plait the ribbons on the maypole like this as you're going round. Kind of want to leave it like that. If you don't like it, Tiff, you can definitely decide to, let's have a look. Let me find something that can go in the middle. I think I'm going to use this yellow in the middle. Yeah, Tiff, if they annoy you, you can most definitely stick them down if they're going to irritate you. But I think I want to leave them as is. Obviously not as is this long. That's ridiculous. So I'm going to come in and trim them. But yeah. So there's plenty of crafts you can do at this time of year. Lots of fun that you can have. Oh, I just love it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to add. Do you know what we haven't added? We haven't added any charms to this one, which I really need to somewhere. I just don't know where. Maybe through here. And also we haven't added the term Beltane. So let me grab that. Okay, so again, this is from one of the, I think, Llewellyn books. Me and Tiff have actually been using the exact same things to put our words on them, which I kind of love. Great minds. And all that kind of thing. So we are going to use these. I'm going to use them on every single one of my tags I have already, and I will continue to do so. And let's get this over to put some colour on, because obviously we can't just have it. Do we want to bring in the green? Have I got a green? I've got a very bright green. I don't know if I've got a darker one, but let's bring in some green. We've got a lot of the reds and the yellows. Well, I hope you've been inspired anyway, guys. Learned a bit more about the ancient Irish Celts. Welcome, come to my channel. I do crafting and talk about being Irish. I put just a tad of like orangey red on the outside. Just a little bit. Oh, yes. And everyone does things slightly differently. So I like to bring in how I do things with that. Oh, I love it. Do I want it stitched around? That is the question. I could hand stitch. I don't think I do want it stitched around. Oh, we're just going to go for it and not overthink it. I will add hand stitching, Tiff. I love that you've been adding hand stitching to yours. For me, you know, I love adding it. I don't want to disappoint you with you thinking, I've not had a piece of hand stitching yet, Belle. I don't want to disappoint you with that. So I will add some. So we have, got to carefully pull this out. We have our god and our goddess writing space on the back, and they are behind the fire, but also when that's gone, you can still see part of the fire down there. For Beltane, I've done a mini kind of May pole. We turn it over, we've got writing space there. We've got these colour swatches, colours of Beltane, and we've got a couple of recipes because tis moi. And then in here we have our little butterfly and abundance candle and flames and all that kind of thing, and more writing space. And yes, we have all of that. I'm wondering about adding splatters. I don't think I'm going to add splatters, but I did want to add to this. I wanted to add a couple of charms, but now I'm thinking, do I want to put like punch a little hole through this, add a ribbon? I may do that, and we can add ribbon. It might be hard for it to move then though, but I really want to add the charms. Let me see. Okay, so I use my crocodile to kind of put a hole in it, and I'm going to add some of this fun ribbon. It's got the gold and the red and all the stuff because, you know, that's the good stuff for this season. Maybe if you've never learned an instrument, maybe this is the time to pick up something simple, you know, music and all that good stuff. Now, this will still move. She can still read it, so that's good. I'm going to do another little tie, but if you wanted to, Tiff, you could actually take this off and be able to write on them. So, you know, giving you options. I would love to know down below if you are considering any of these kind of things I've spoken about as just to do something fun if May. As I've said, the world at the moment is a bit well, yes, do I need to say more? I've got a flame and I've got a cladder because Lord and Lady, God and Goddess, love, fertility. So I'm going to add both of those to this. So just finding ways in a world that is often full of stress and all that kind of thing, finding ways to bring a little bit of joy, a little bit of sunshine into your life. I think, why not? Where's the harm in that? Yeah, that's what we should be doing more of. So I will be definitely this Beltane, not just doing my usual fire and all that kind of good stuff. But I'm definitely probably going to make myself a pair of new fairy wings or something. I don't know. I need something. So I was looking at, I did have one more charm. I've added this to all of them too, and I'm just wondering, I could glue, should we glue it in there? Should we do that? I know, it's a bit random, but there we go. Maybe the cladder should have gone in there. I don't know, but we're going to add this. We're going to add it, and that's that. All right, now I think I'm finished. So here we go, guys. This is my tag for our Beltane or Beltane tag swap. We have references both to the Irish Celtic. We have two kind of hidden journaling spots. We have more journaling spots. Oh no, there's some wax on the top of there. Some, not wax. What's it called, guys? You know what I'm talking about. Some hot glue. So we are going to cover that by adding a leaf. We have references to the Irish Celtic Festival Beltane, and we have references to the May Day festivals. We have some recipes. If you are ever in Ireland around May, maybe see if there is a Beltane bonfire celebration near you, especially if you're anywhere near Uisne, the hill of Uisne. That's just interesting to go to anyway, guys. It's a site of so much historical interest that it would be worth popping to anyway. And imagine standing where the ancient kings, the high kings of Ireland once stood. I always think about that when I'm thinking about history. So yeah, maybe we can add this one too. I kind of like it. It looks like an oak leaf, which reminds me of the god of the woods, the green man. So we're going to add that. So yeah, I'm super excited to see what Tiffany's done. As I said, go over to her channel as well, where you'll see her opening this. I hope you like it, Tiff. I always worry. It's that overthinking of, oh my gosh, high expectations. I always worry, but I hope you enjoyed this. I enjoyed putting it together for you. Yeah, you probably need to take the charms off if you're putting it in your journal. It's a bit bulky, but you can use them. Oh dear me, frog in my throat. Somewhere else. So the next part of this video, you will see me opening Tiff's tag, which I am super excited about. So carry on watching for that. Hi guys, how funny is this? I just finished filming my video when through the door what should arrive but Tiff's tag to me. I mean, serendipitous or what? La-da! Let me move this. Oh, it's like Christmas. Or Beltane. Oh, look, we've got our wax seal. Midsummer's Night Dream. Yep, definitely gone for the butterfly and fairy theme like me. I mean, obviously, it's Beltane, so. Let me have a look. I've popped a little card for you to either journal in or keep. Oh, tea. Oh, so excited. Oh, brown paper, wax seals, twine. Some of my favourite things. I'm going to cut this. So excited. I am loving this swap, guys. I cannot tell you. Not only am I really enjoying sharing with Tiff, which is so much fun. We definitely need to think about something for next year, Tiff. But I am loving sharing with you guys as well. All this brown paper, can I just say? This makes me so excited, just the brown paper, because, you know. Oh, look, butterflies. Told you guys, wings. Wings. Oh, look at the little card. Yep. Love it. Thank you. Butterflies. The tag is in here. That is such a fun idea, Tiff. And napkins. Oh, look at that. So pretty. I can give someone a gift for Beltane in that bag. Oh, flowers, napkins. We all know I love a napkin. Oh, so what have we got? Oh my gosh. Positive affirmation. But write your positive thoughts here and repeat them to yourself. Oh, love that, Tiff. Love it. That is definitely my kind of thing. The red hair, the fire, all that. Okay, let's get started. I'm not sure which is front. I think this must be front. I think so. Okay, we have the sun, we have fairies, we have the butterflies, pentacle, birds. Oh my gosh. I know celebrations, there are certain themes, but it's also really interesting how our minds kind of go in the same way. So I love that. We have the Beltane, the pocket on the front. Oh, the birds, butterflies. I love a butterfly. And we have a little Beltane ritual. And lemonade with a twist. Vegan, love that. I love making lemonade. It's actually my eldest son's favourite thing for me to make. I do love making fresh lemonade. And obviously lemons, oranges, all that good stuff is linked with Beltane. They're yellows and reds and all that good. Oh, it flips over. Do you know what? This is so funny because I was going to have the fire on my card, Tiff. You'll know because you'll have received it. I was going to have the fire flip out. Honestly, similar thoughts, similar vibes. And oh, she's still done a little bit of stitching it across. I am loving seeing that. And there's the bat. This is becoming a thing now. I'm loving finding the bat on my cards. It gives me so much joy. It really does. And echinacea and hibiscus, I can tell you, I love both of those flavours. Hibiscus is one of my favourite things to drink. A cool hibiscus and pomegranate kind of cooler. Love that. So excited. And echinacea is obviously very healthy. Oh, what's in this pocket? What's in here? Oh, we've got the trees. This is what I actually forgot to say. I had another bat. I forgot to say in my video about trees are so important to the Irish, because when we did do any writing, pre-Christians coming over, it was the Ogham alphabet, which is all based on trees. So each of the letters, although it means, or each of the marks, they're not even letters, they're marks. Each of them represents a tree and then what that tree means. And actually birch is really good to put in your Beltane fires too. Beltane fires too. So love anything to do with a tree. I just love that jingle. Jingle. And we got the red and the yellow. Oh, Tiff. Love it. Love that you've put a Midsummer's Night Dream on there. Love this postcard. Oh, yes. I will be drinking my tea on Beltane Eve whilst I am planning all my things, or that week at least. And I may have a go at this kind of... this lemonade has a little bit of whiskey and basil in it. Well, I don't tend to drink, but I will sometimes drink a little bit of mead for celebration. So thank you so much, Tiff. I love the fact we've thought of butterflies together. The fire, obviously. The sun. Flowers. And that you've put a little bird on there. And I literally said in my video, one of my goals is to learn the bird song of the birds that most frequent my garden. So I love that that is on there. Oh my gosh, I love it again. I'm having so much fun. And thank you for the card and the cute bag and the postcard. Do go over and check out Tiff's channel. Show her some love and support, guys. She is such a lovely person. She is very creative. And yeah, I'm just enjoying not only crafting with her, but really getting to know her. So thank you so much for another wonderful swap. And wherever you are in the world, whether you celebrate or not, I really hope you have lots and lots of beautiful Beltane blessings. And otherwise, I just hope you're having lots and lots of crafty fun. That's it for now, guys. As always, check out the links down below. Please do like, subscribe, comment and share, because it really appreciate it. And I'll be back again soon with another video, and in another maybe 6 weeks with another Reel of the Year tag to share with you all. So that's it for now. Bye.